Hey Virgo, guess what? June is going to bring you some interesting developments that may really make some significant changes in your career and reputation space. And you may also find that things that have held you back in life and you've been really struggling with in any way can completely turn around for the first time in your life. And that includes things like addictions and self-defeating habits or patterns and behaviors, especially if you have an addiction. Addictions, I know, just even cigarettes, it doesn't feel like crystal meth or anything. And, you're just going to have a good vibe also around foreign travel, foreign land, or revenue from foreign shores, if it makes any sense to you, that you make money in that way at all. Let's get started and talk about, the career stuff looks really cool too. Let's talk more about how this month looks for you. But before I go ahead and talk about it in any great depths, a couple things. My name is Lori Lothian. If you're new to my channel, I'm using the Western Tropical Zodiac whole sign houses, as all astrologers on YouTube are doing actually. And we're also, because that's how we delineate for you based on sun, moon, and rising. And I'm also a teacher of astrology. If you'd like to take classes with me, check my description box below for all the courses I offer. I also have an online community on my Patreon community where you get all this content in a more intimate setting ahead of the curve before everyone else without any ads. You get to meet with me twice a month minimum on Zoom, and also my Patreon, my Cosmic Moonshine newsletter will give you all kinds of discount codes and advantages that nobody else gets. So check that out as well. Let's get going and talk. Hit the bell for notifications, subscribe, all of that. Let's talk about the sky ahead. We're going to go through the big picture in the month, and then we're going to narrow it down to specifics. That's the first thing. Big changes in the sky, we'll start there. And also, I'm not doing the new moon, full moon stuff. I do whole videos on that. I'm not going to repeat that here. So you might want to check my channel for those in the future. First of all, the big story of the month by far, I think that you need to look at, is Venus. She will move on June the 5th into Leo, and that will start a 4-month stay until October 9th. This is your 12th house where, yes, you have those addictions. And normally Venus coming in here will maybe enhance them, bed pleasure, sexuality, romance, love of whatever, your vape, your wine. She can make your addictions a little bit more heightened when she moves into the 12th house. However, there's an exception to this rule this time around. That is that Mars co-joins with her, and they're partying hard there. So it doesn't necessarily mean anything bad, because one, it does say Mars and Venus in Leo, because Mars got there on the 20th of May and will leave on July 10th. So Venus gets there June 5th. So between June 5th and July 10th, number one, really sweet glow up in your sex life. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It could be an amazingly good time for your bed pleasures. It also means that if you have an addictive habit pattern, substance abuse, or anything, even just a bad Netflix binging problem, Mars will help you eliminate that, although Venus will still give you some pleasures there. So it would be like, I'm going to not quit all my wine. I'm going to drink less wine. I'm not going to stop watching Netflix. I'm going to moderate it or something like that. But it will help you get any of those things under control in a very positive way. And so a lot of that June 5th to July 10th can be about that. Things that happen behind the scenes that you're not aware of happen here. And so there's a lot of behind the scenes negotiating and things going on, but Venus is benefic and everything works in your behalf. So for instance, the boss is talking behind your back. It's like whisper, 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 we want to give her a promotion, not whisper, 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 we want to fire her or him. If you want to travel to foreign lands, Mars loves to travel, and he's in a foreign house shore. And so you could travel to foreign shores. This is wonderful for you anytime, really until July the 10th. And Venus brings pleasurable travel in general, including to foreign shores. In your case, though, Mars here could also mean just short distance travel. It doesn't have to be to far off places, because he's a ruler of your short distance travel house. And Venus would say romantic short distance travel would be very sanctioned in the month of June, especially after the 5th of June for all of you Virgo sun, moon, and rising people. The next big story of the sky and the big picture story, I'm just going to touch quickly on Pluto, back ending into your 5th house of sexuality and romance, where he will be, yes, on the 17th of June, all the way through until next January. He's going back over old ground, and he brings you intensity and depth and in super deep intimacy and really intense love and romance energies. So if you've been, sex life has been a little bit like weirdly not active, and as he goes back into your house of sexuality, for some of you can really go deep and intimate with a partner, into more vulnerability, into more intensity around sexuality, more potency there, as he goes backwards on the 17th of June. And for the rest of the month, especially with Venus in the house of bed pleasures along with Mars, some sizzling hot action in your sex life. If you meet somebody, though, brand new, this could be a new romance that comes in this month from someone who is a foreign culture, land, or lives in a foreign country, or something like that. Now, Mercury, the god of messages and marketing, will move into your career house. And this is really good for raises and promotions with negotiations around new contracts or terms of service. Mercury also can make you very sociable in your career space, and you may socialize a lot more with people in the collegiate and career workspace. And that will be true on the 11th of June to the 27th. More fun in the workspace, more social life in the workspace, but also new terms of agreements in that workspace. Certainly, I would say that in the beginning of the month as well, you could have some greater gains in your career, with Venus finishing strong in your 11th house of great gains in your career, where she will be until June 5th. So you may get both a raise and promotion in the first week of June, but also later on, June 11th to 27th, a lot more fun at work, basically, or within the collegiate workspace. Sometimes Mercury can be about what you wish to change in an area of your life. You may make some subtle changes in the career space. This would not be a change of career, though, more like a change of the terms of the career, negotiating new terms around your hours, around your perks and stuff like that. Again, June 11th to the 27th. Big picture story is, again, I'm talking about the big picture. We have Saturn stationing retrograde on June the 17th in Pisces, which happens to be a story about your marriage house. Now, if you are with a partner, then what happens when Saturn in the marriage house happens, which is now underway and will be until just got here in the month of March and will be here until February of 26, you can either find your marriage partner is under a lot of duress and hardship, or they feel like stern, stoic, and depressing to you, or you're having the marriage having to be strengthened because Saturn wants to create a better foundation. But either your partner is like a bit of a raining on your parade Saturn, control freak, and you're really not enjoying it, or your partner and you are going to stabilize and increase the relationship. If you're single, an elder could come into your life, or someone 7 years younger or older, to develop a new relationship, or you could get in a relationship with someone who will be a long-term partner. Now, all that said, big stories. What happens when this retrograde happens at 7 degrees of Pisces? Well, if you're a Virgo rising, especially Sun and Moon secondarily, with the first 10 degrees of Pisces, of Virgo, active in those degrees of Sun, Moon, and rising, then this is going to influence you a lot more. This could be going backward in the relationship, or someone from your past in a significant relationship coming back to you who you haven't seen for a while or heard from for a while. Again, this is starting on June 17th, and this will go for several months. But say June 17th, at the end of the month, you could hear from somebody from the past, especially if you are a 7-degree Virgo, Sun, Moon, or rising, around 7 degrees. With Saturn going backwards here, the other element would be your partner's going back over some old ground. Something in their life is heading backwards, backward to an old job, backward to an old something or other, and you're just watching it happen from across the way. And those are the big picture stories. Let's go ahead and break the month down with a reminder that I'm not doing the lunar cycle stuff. Those are separate videos. Let's go first of all at the beginning of the month with Venus trining Neptune on June the 2nd and 3rd. Well, Venus is a benefic, and she's going to flow to Neptune, and that makes something good happen in your relationship, romance area, or business partnerships. So you could have a real sweet love story emerging if you're single and you're a Virgo. That could happen around June 2nd and 3rd. I would bake that into an existing relationship as a very dreamy, romantic, higher love, sacred love glow up for you, June 2nd and 3rd. And this is also for an existing relationship, just adding a little spice of deep love and profound unconditional love to that relationship that already exists. This also could be some kind of financial gain through a legal contract or agreement that is going to be very positive and dreamy, and you're going to really enjoy that. And an elder sibling may offer some kind of glow up to your significant marriage life story. How that would work, I don't know, but who knows. Then on the 3rd and the 4th, Mercury does a co-joining here with Uranus called a conjunction. Shock and awe, surprise, unexpected developments coming through your academics, foreign lands and foreign shores, third marriages, legal events with courts and judges, book publishing. All of those get a jolt, foreign lands, if I didn't say that, of some unexpected news or development around the 3rd and the 4th. However, it's very positive. And the reason I'm sure of that is that Jupiter is there with the North Node. Although this jolt has happened here in your sky once a year since 2018. It's the first time we've ever had some blessings here, protection from Jupiter. So it's probably going to feel really good, like unexpected bonus points. Now, third marriages could be blessed here, or you may have a sudden bunch of good news coming, if not prosperity, from a father figure at that time. If you're in academics, like my Virgo rising daughter, she finds out she just got like the best grade of her life in some kind of course or class or something like that. And this is really going to pop as good news in academics. And now book publishing, if you're looking for a publisher as a Virgo rising or an agent or something like that, again, super juicy sky around the 3rd and the 4th of the month, as well as maybe an unexpected, surprising, but positive opportunity to travel to a foreign country. Then on the 5th and 6th, there's going to be some difficult sky. There's going to be Venus opposite Pluto. Venus will be opposite Pluto from 0 degrees of Leo. This is backroom deals and negotiations and hidden things from your own view, including your own addictions and self-defeat. And it's opposite Pluto, and Pluto's in a house that has to do with health and addictions. Honestly, if you have any substance abuse issues or anything like that, this could be a rock bottom turning point for some of you on the 5th and 6th, where you just kind of have to face the music and make a decision about what you're going to do. This is also not good for starting a new love relationship under any circumstances, because you will bake in that intense fatal attraction energy of Venus Pluto. So I would not do that. I would try my best to not go on that first date on the 5th and 6th of the month of June. Because Pluto is in your work house and colleagues and co-worker space. Mercury is a gossipy guy in the 10th house. I hope there's no workplace gossip that really jars you or badly influences you. And if that does happen, it would be a female in the workplace who does not have your back. So be careful for that kind of development during the 5th and 6th of the month. Not that you can prevent it, but I'm giving you a heads up. On June the 9th to the 12th, Venus will square Jupiter. Now, Venus is a benefic, and so is Jupiter, so it's actually quite good, but there is action or tension here. You need to take action. You make decisions. There's some, grit that makes something good happen. Venus will be on June 9th to 10th around 5 degrees of Leo, deep in your 12th house, and Jupiter is in the 9th house. So foreign lands and travel and educational themes are activated here, or some kind of bounty from a father figure. That could, in this case, maybe involve inheritances, because Mars is with Venus and Mars is in as a ruler of an inheritance house. This can be an unexpected development on the 9th and 12th in which some kind of inheritance news may come your way, especially if it's from a patriarchal or father type figure. On the other hand, this could be some really exciting developments with an opportunity to travel to a foreign shore as well, especially since Mars rules your 3rd house of short distance travel. So even just short distance travel can be positive if this happens in your sky. There's a one-day event. It's going to be very fleeting on the 11th of June when Mercury will trine Pluto. Mercury will be at 0 degrees of Gemini in your career space, trining the god of power and wealth in your 6th house of work. Well, lots of things, but it could be unexpected news that you got a massive raise or promotion, for example, and that is on the 11th of June. Unexpected developments in the career and workspace is the theme of that, but powerful and positive and often quite lucrative in terms of finances with that combination. Then on June the 14th to the 24th, with an epicenter around the 19th, when it's more exact, Jupiter, the god of luck, opportunity, and expansion, will flow to Saturn, the god of lasting results. Well, this is Jupiter in the 9th house of third marriages, foreign lands and foreign shores. Oh, did I get that right? Where is that Jupiter? Yeah, exactly. That's where he's sitting. Sorry. And he's got the North Node expanding his beneficence as well. So some kind of super luck in the academic area, foreign countries, or book publishing connected to contracts, agreements, and vows. If this is about marriage, especially a third marriage, or some really positive developments, even a proposal. If you're already in an existing relationship, your existing partner may propose some kind of thing to do with, let's get married, because, 9th is legal matters and so is 7th. So it could be looking at some of you getting proposals around marriage around this time on the 14th to the 24th, or consolidating a relationship to a new level of commitment that involves legal matters. If you have anything to do with the book publishing world, so certainly this isn't a contract or an agreement or something successful like that. Some of this may involve your partner. They tell you, oh my God, I've just got a job opportunity in a foreign country. And that could be June the 14th to the 24th as well. Then with the retrograde Saturn, this may not be a surprise. Your partner may have known about this opportunity. There may have been a pondering about it or whatever, or this contract for a book publishing thing was in the works, but now it's coming back to you or something like that. Mars will square Uranus, shock, awe, and sudden changes of direction even on the 25th to the 29th. This is Mars at 21 degrees of the sign of Leo. This is Uranus at 21 degrees of Taurus. Well, Leo is backroom deals and negotiations and things that are hidden from view. You will kind of be blindsided by this. I don't think you're going to see it coming, squaring Uranus in the 12th, 9th house. Now, so much to say. Education and foreign shores, foreign lands are very much all of those themes. You may have a sudden, unexpected development on the 25th to the 29th that opens up the possibility, but you're surprised, but it's positive because Jupiter's there, to do with an opportunity to travel to a foreign country. But in some cases, for some of you, with Jupiter, move to a foreign country, okay? Because Jupiter rules your 4th house of home and homeland. Also, again, your partner gets involved in some of that story. So again, does your partner get a job opportunity in foreign land or want to move to a foreign land? Are you on board? You'll be making some decisions then around the 25th to the 29th. Surprising outcomes in legal matters may kind of come out of the blue on the 25th to the 29th as well. This affects Virgo, sun, moon, and rising a little bit more intensely around, if you have the sun, moon, and rising around 21 degrees of Virgo. Venus does rule your house of income. And I want to bring that up because this is happening in her house and she's busy in your 12th house of revenue from foreign shores. Again, it could even be your story. How are you able to maybe generate revenue from foreign shores regarding an unexpected surprise on the 25th to the 29th of the month? And, you know, Mars loves to travel. So does a trip bring into your life some unexpected opportunity for greater revenue? There's so many ways to parse this one. At the end of the month, we finish really strong. I like the end of the month for the world, but that's because the sun will trine Saturn retrograding through Pisces. Now, the sun can only do this for the first time now in 30 years. It forms this flow to Saturn, which will now happen once a year. This happens with Saturn retrograde. Let's talk about the meaning. The sun is in Cancer during this trine or flow of luck. This is your great gains from your career. This is windfalls or pennies from heaven. This is favors from friends and places of power. The sun is someone in power, someone influential, somebody significant, giving you some kind of lucky break or opportunity, trine, flow. It could even be a friend who has some authority, giving you a lucky break, trining and flowing to your 7th house of marriage, commitment, and legal contracts. With Saturn in retrograde motion, it's also not necessarily someone, it could be a former marriage partner, a former even friend coming out of the woodwork from somewhere in the past, but the blessing is definitely looking financial or intensifying your reputation or bringing you a bit of luck. And then there's Mercury. Mercury is doing the same thing because Mercury is going to also be sitting with the sun, right? So the Mercury story, Mercury's moved into Cancer now. He will do that on the 27th of June. So from June the 27th, to the end of the month, the 31st, you're going to have lots of support from Mercury as well. News, information, communication from a friend or an ally or someone who has your back, helping you with legal contracts, negotiations, marriage partnerships, and so those sorts of things. And then what will happen is there's a cazimi at the very last day of June and the first day of July. Mercury is in the heart of the sun. Sudden downloads, insights, or developments coming from the elder sibling. I forgot to say elder sibling, from friends who are allies and benefactors, and some positive momentum in terms of legal agreements and contracts or marriage and business partnerships. And Mercury is the ruler of you. So this is a very big deal for you. He's the Lord of Virgo, and he also is in charge of your career space. So again, raises, promotions, and upgrades in your career are also very possible. during this time. And again, we're talking about the last 3 or 4 days of the month of June. Okay, thank you for listening to this longer video. It's not the longest video I've done though. If you want to get a lot more content from me as the month goes on, you need to hit the like button, hit the bell for notifications, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Check out everything in my description box below. Good luck, Virgos, in June of 2023. I like this month for you. Get rid of the vape, get rid of the too much alcohol, whatever ails you. This is your month to break free and break free for good. All right. Ciao, ciao.